Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new album from MaYaN, Dhyana, out September 21st on Nuclear Blast. It's a 2-CD release. The first CD has 11 songs, just over an hour mark. The second CD is the same 11 songs, but all instrumental. For an album of this nature, I really like what they did. I really like the fact that they released the second CD all instrumental. I think, in my opinion, that second CD will enhance the listening experience of this record. This record has pretty much a very cinematic score line vibe to it, almost like an opera, if you will, at some points. So having that second instrumental CD, I think it's key, because it will allow you to really have the feel of a cinematic score. Now, this band includes members of Epica like Mark Jensen and Merrill Bethold of Delusion. So this is a band that is really well balanced as far as talent is concerned. Another key component of this record is the fact that they use 4 different vocalists, 2 female and 2 male, really giving the songs a very wide range, a very wide scope as far as the vocal performances are concerned. This really allows them to reach out and create songs that really touch on different genres, that really touch on different topics. A really unique experience from that perspective. You have duets, you have songs that are more symphonic, you have songs that are more death metal, because this album really combines those 2 genres, the symphonic and the death metal. More symphonic, if you will, but there are death metal influences throughout the record. But having those 4 vocalists really allows for a wide range. Certain songs sound almost more like an opera, some of them sound more like a cinematic score. It just, once you have these type of vocalists on a record, this wide range of vocalists on a record, it really, the options for you are almost endless. You can almost go in any direction you wanted to go, and these guys really tried out different things with this album. Another key component of this record is that they use a live orchestra. They use the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra. They actually crowdfunded in order to get the orchestra to play on the record. So that to me added an extra condiment, if you will. You don't have something that was created in the studio. You don't have something that was perhaps using a synthesizer to get some of those sounds. No, you have a real orchestra recording the album with you in the studio. That to me adds a different layer. It really adds a more cinematic vibe to it, a more operatic, if you will, vibe to it. It really creates songs that have a lot more life, that have a lot more dynamic. And when you mix the fact that they use the Philharmonica Orchestra on the record to record the record, when you mix that with the 4 vocalists that they have at their display, it really creates really dynamic, really different songs. And that to me was the main key, the main attraction to this album, was that wide range of sound, wide range of vocals, wide range of vocal deliveries. It was really incredible. It really felt that every song was different and you just didn't know what was around the corners. Almost like you were watching a thriller, and you know something is about to happen because the music is giving you that sense that something is about to happen, like when you're watching a movie, but you just don't know what it is. This album had that feel almost with every single song, because you just didn't know where they were going to go, which vocalists they were going to use, how they were going to incorporate the orchestra with the rest of the band. You just didn't know, and every song offered you something different, which always kept you on your toes. I really like what they've done. I really like this record. Now, as far as favorite songs are concerned, 3 I have to mention to you guys. The first one is The Rhythm of Freedom. I absolutely love that song. First song on the record, and it's just a very consistent song. I love the fact that they use the orchestra at the start of the song. It almost gives this song a very Phantom of the Opera vibe. The start of the song has a lot of Phantom of the Opera components to it, if you will. Then the blast beats on the drum starts, and that's when the merger between death metal and symphonic metal happens. This song is perhaps the best example on the album of those 2 worlds coming together to create an absolute heavy, brutal, still melodic and symphonic song. I really like what they've done with this song, and I thought this song to me was the perfect introduction to the album, because it gave me those elements. The elements that you see in this song, the death metal element, the symphonic element, the use of the different vocalists, are going to be components that you're going to get throughout the record. So combining them all into one song, packing them all into the first song of the record, really allows for the listener to just open up your eyes, open up your ears, and prepare yourself for what's coming ahead. I thought this was the perfect start of the album. I also love the chorus of this song. It has the perfect blend of vocals, almost like a choir. And the solo fits in it like a glove as well. This is a well-constructed song, it's a well-put-together song, and it's the perfect song to start the record. Like I said, it just combines a lot of the elements that you're going to see throughout the album, not necessarily in the same songs, but throughout the album, and they're all combined into this one song, and that's the song that they introduce you to the record with. Absolutely love it. Another one of my favorite songs is Tornado of Thoughts. The chorus of this song is perhaps one of the more contagious, hookiest chorus of all of the album. The vocal tone in that chorus, it almost sounds like a villain. Imagine a musical, and imagine a villain in that musical. Imagine almost like a horror musical, if you will, and the villain in the musical is singing the chorus. That's kind of the vibe that I got from this song. Very Rocky Horror Picture Show, if you will. The chorus has a lot of that vibe going with it. It just feels like I'm listening to a horror movie where the horror movie happens to be a musical and the villain in that horror movie is singing the chorus. I absolutely love it. It was so captivating. The voice was so captivating. So I really enjoyed that. That to me was a key component of this song. Is very dynamic. They also included female vocalists within this song to give it a more wide range. It really allows for the song to gain a little bit of a different life to it, if you will. It gets a little bit more layered. It becomes more structured, and it's a song that has a very cinematic vibe to it. Like I said, it really has that Rocky Horror Picture Show vibe to it around the chorus. But following the chorus, there's a little bit of a crescendo to it. There's a little bit of a build-up, almost like an instrumental build-up, and that to me felt very much like the score of Jaws, when you know the shark is coming because of the way the music is building towards it. This song has a little bit of that in it. There's a little bit of a momentum in the song towards the tail end of the song, where the instrumental track is going on, and there's a sense of building towards something, almost like something is going to be creeping around the corner, and you're really not sure what is building towards, and that anticipation is such a big part of cinematic scores, and it's included in this song, and that to me is another key component why this song is as good as it is. Now, the last song that I want to talk to you guys about is The Power of Process. The orchestra, the song starts with an orchestra and a choir, and it's absolutely beautiful introduction to the song. I really like what they did there. I really like the fact that they incorporated the orchestra and a choir to start off that song. It just gives it such a beautiful, majestic sound to it. It's just beautiful introduction to the song. They use both Marcella and Laura's vocals into this song. Both of them very different singers, very different ranges, but the duet between the two is absolutely mesmerizing. I'm going to go on the record and say that this to me is the most beautiful song on the record. I really enjoyed this song, and the reason why I enjoyed it was because you had that dynamic of the duet between the two female vocalists of the band, and then they sprinkle in some harsh vocals throughout the song. Not overdone it, but they just gave it a little bit of a sprinkle here and there, just to create a contrast. Because both female vocalists have such beautiful voices. They're different, but very beautiful voices, that you needed something to create a little bit of more heaviness, to make the song a little bit heavier. And the way they did that was by sprinkling in some harsh vocals. I really like it. I really like what they did there. Now, this song, not only to me, is the best because of the duet between the two and the dynamic between those two singers, but also the solo. The solo in this song, to me, is the best solo on the record, just because not only how it sounds is absolutely mesmerizing, it's absolutely beautiful, but I like it because how it continues with the song. The song doesn't stop and the solo comes in and continues. There is a sense of continuity throughout the song that picks up with that solo and continues through it. Almost like a solo is grabbing your hand and taking you to a dance, and then at the end of the dance is bringing you back to your table. It really has that feel to it. Once again, a very opera-like, a very cinematic vibe to that solo. Something that almost belongs as well in a cinematic score. This whole album is a cinematic score as far as I'm concerned. Incredibly done. I really enjoyed it. A lot of different key components, a lot of new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of doing music, and having the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra, recording this album with them live in the studio, to me, is the cherry on top, and it really sets the album apart from a lot of other albums that have that symphonic element, that orchestra element to it. Now, let me know your thoughts about the band in the comment section below. Do you know the band? What do you think about them? What do you think of previous releases? What do you think of this album? What are your favorite songs so far? Did you enjoy the singles that they released? I believe they released 2 singles so far from this record. Let me know in the section below, in the comment section below. I'll be reading your comments and getting back to you guys. See ya.